That's my boy. Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Got something new. Alright, here we go. Alright, so what the deal is there was a weld shop closed down quite a while back. And I was at my guy that does my muffler work and welds our diffs and stuff. Family member, so like Russell's Custom Exhaust is who it is from around us. But like follow along now, my mom's brother's daughter's daughter, this Russell guy's her dad. So my mom's brother's daughter's, so my cousin, which is female, has a kid with a guy, and this is the guy that my cousin has a kid with. Anyway, but that's history way back in the day, so we're not really related. I guess his daughter would be my second cousin maybe. So anyway, he does all my weld stuff. I don't know if he watches my videos or not. So Junior, appreciate all the weld work you do for me, and you still got all my exhaust work and all that stuff. I just got this thing to weld some stuff up in the cars and maybe a diff or something. You might lose the diffs. I'll be doing them on my own. But anyway, I got this from him. So maybe he cut his own throat on some of his business. I don't think so, because, you know, we're not constantly doing exhaust work all the time. We're not doing that. My son, he put the big exhaust out of the back of his car. So we had him do that. Other than that, maybe just some repairs of the Miata. He put the piece in the Miata that was missing. Let's see, he done all the 350Z. I don't know, he didn't do the 350Z stuff. There was something else. My Ford truck, he's welded on it. My white Dodge, he welded on it. So he's done a lot. And years and years and years of, back when the fart cans were a big deal on the little Honda Civics and stuff, he was the go-to guy. I sent everybody there, had my own shops, and I sold those. I've sold a ton. I mean, probably literally a ton of those mufflers. I mean, hundreds and hundreds of those things I've sold, and I sent them all to him to weld them on. So got a little racket going back in the early 2000s, I guess it was now. But anyway, I got way off subject quick. I got this from him. We were trading around on some stuff, and he, I guess, traded around with the weld shop that closed down. He had bought some of the welders. He's got Lincoln and Miller and that stuff. That's all he uses, but this is a good deal. So I think I only paid like maybe $100, $200 for this. This welder is actually discontinued. I can't find it anywhere to get a value, but I think it was at least that. But it is a gas MIG. Got my cart, got all my accessories. So if it ends up not lasting very long, it's discontinued. I can't warranty it out or anything. But if it does, you know, fail on me, it has some issues, doesn't work correctly or something like that, I have my cart, I have the argon, I have everything except the welder if that breaks, you know what I mean? So I can just get another welder, set it right on the cart, and we're back in business. I have everything else. So I've got everything gathered up, and I can even get a spool gun for this thing. So I'm probably not going to be in a hurry. Spool gun, I can weld aluminum. So that gives us another option if this machine will do that. If it don't, I don't see the point of getting a spool gun if I can't weld aluminum with the spool gun. So it's a waste of money, because I can just MIG it if I want to. Or I got these old school somewhere, I think under a trash bag over there, because all the roofs leak. there's an actual stick welder over there, and we've got a torch. The guy that owns the place that I'm renting from, it's a stick welder is his, and the torch set's his. I may end up buying them or something if he wants to sell them. But either way, we ended up with this. It's an Alpha MiG 140. AHP is the brand. It's pretty cool. On the inside here, it actually, this cart was a cheap eBay one. And let me tell you about the cart. This is my $100 eBay cart. Now I don't know if it's just this machine where it was just weird. This thing didn't go together very good, this little cart. Anyway, it was cheap, 120 bucks or so. Pain in the butt to put together. But anywho, alright, so in this deal, it tells you, you look at the thickness of your metals and all that. You know, like this first one, it's E 2.5 or something. So we go over here, and if you look at your machine, that would be E. And then go down to here, and go to 2.5. So that would be the setting, the starting point at least. You may like something better, but that gets you literally, if that's the thickness wire you have, and that's the thickness of metal you're welding. That's pretty much how you set the machine up. Now, anybody that's set one of these up before, it's ran the wire, I'm telling you now, I've done these, but back when I took vocational school and I took welding years and years and years ago, even when I was in the pipe fitting trades, I had set these up. It looked like an absolute, I look like a cartoon trying to put this thing together, because that spool, I'm sitting there and I got everything like I want it, and I started trying to feed the wire through it, and all of a sudden it just, it's a big bird's nest like you're using a bait caster. It literally just said, and so I had to cut off 20 feet of wire, and then so I get it just right when I wanted everything again, and it does it again. So I had to try to pull the wire off. It kept unraveling. Next thing you know, I've got another 25, 30 feet of wire cut off that I can't get unwound because I'm holding it with one hand, trying to tighten it down with the other. And inside, it has a setting to turn, to go to a spool gun or the actual MIG gun. And it was on the spool gun. So I didn't notice that at first. So here I go, trying to get it running. It would click, wouldn't do anything. I'd hold the trigger, nothing. Click, wouldn't do anything. Kept just pulling the trigger, it wouldn't do anything. Found that, flipped it over, click, here we go. It's pushing through. So I think my wire is the max wire that I'm supposed to use on this, because I can't find any recommendations on any of this past a 0.030 wire. And I've got a whole spool of 35. I think the muffler guy might have had it when I got it from Junior's Russell's or whatever. But I think he might have had it, and he just gave it to me to take with it, just to whatever, because we didn't read into it. But he said he's got plenty if I needed more, come back or whatever. But I went and bought some of the 30, and I think that's the max. Well, the tip in the end of the MIG gun is the wrong tip. So I have to take that, make sure I get the right tip and get it in a 30. So that's why we're not test driving this thing just yet, but that's where we're at. So we've got a welder for the shop, we've got a torch for the shop, we've got a MIG welder for the shop, and we've had a stick welder. We just hadn't really needed to stick weld anything. So yeah, I have used the torch a couple times. So we got the torch, MIG welder, and stick welder. So we're adding things to the list here of things we've got. So yeah, that's our new toy. So all right, here we go. Yeah, so I'll try to figure this thing out. It tells you what mixture of CO2 or shielding gas to use right there. Not really seeing where it tells you what to set it at. But yeah, I'll talk to my muffler guy. I may even, when I go to the weld shop, get the other fitting piece to change that. I'll talk to them, and maybe they'll give me a little insight. I can even Google it, I guess. But I'll even try to, figure that out, try to see the heat range and see if all that's pretty accurate. So we'll make a few passes. And it's been a long time since I welded any MIG, so don't make any fun of me if you can. But I see I'm on some fabrication pages and stuff on Facebook, and there's some guys that just, I don't care if you just first time you ever picked up a welder in your life, they're gonna let you know about it. So, all right, but I can appreciate criticism. But that's a new thing we got, and I don't know if I mentioned it before, but we got another 2JZ GE non-VVTi. Got two of them. So this one come out of supposed to be a running car. So I got to dig around and find the VVTi heads I've got laying around, and I may just take the VVTi head and slap on this non-VVTi bottom end and get one set up ready to possibly put in I got two SC300s at home. I've got a black one that looks like a murder scene, and I have a white one that I've bought forever ago, and it's like it's stripped on the hood, like it don't have any wires of any sort. So I can't remember. I think it's an automatic car. I can't remember. But yeah, and then we got the two GS300s outside with the VVTi motors, so that gives us two heads, and then I've got another head somewhere. I say somewhere, I really don't know. So, but yeah, we'll try to find that jewel and go from there. So, but all right, here we go. Now this thing, I don't think it specified the gas. I don't know if it did or not, but I've got to make sure I get the gas figured out, make sure I don't have any leaks and all that. And once we get all the gas, everything situated, and get the right nozzle and all that, we'll actually weld with it some, and I'll give you a little feedback on how it does, I guess. So if you're interested or curious, or have one of these, or your opinion, or whatever, just kind of put it in the comments. Let me know how you like yours, and if you know where one's at, a buddy's got it, and you want to kind of curious how this one does or whatever, and it's a deal, I'll kind of give a little feedback on this one if I can get it, the tip, and try it and keep it in the same video. I'll try to do it all together if I can. If not, I may do the before and after kind of thing, like an introductory to it. But I've had it forever. It's sat over there, over there. All right. So I've been rolling this thing around the shop a little bit, and the wheels actually look like they do pretty good. So I'm gonna set the camera on the floor here. It's $100. You can tell it's just a cheap caster set, but just a place to keep your cart or your welding machine and everything together. It's not bad for $100, but if you got like a real big shop and you have to drag it a long ways and all that, I think this thing would go downhill pretty quick. So if you got a small shop like mine and you don't use it a whole lot, I think this is worth the money. So like I say, if you got a bigger shop, you're probably gonna buy nicer equipment anyway. But if you got a small do-it-yourselfer kind of shop, work on your own stuff primarily, it's a little bit of a pain to put together, but it's not impossible. So I think I gave maybe 120 bucks, something like that, shipped or something, maybe. So from my perspective, small business owner, just a few cars, not a daily thing, and maybe even like a regular weld shop where you're just, short distances from where you're working. I think it'd be okay. Or if it didn't move at all, you know, it stayed put pretty close to where you're working. But I wouldn't want to put any more weight on it. I don't think I would want to load it down much more than this. You can tell it's kind of rickety, but again, for 120 bucks, I'll give it 2 thumbs up for the money. You know, I'm not going to say 2 thumbs up kind of, you should run out and get that, and then you're mad at me because it's kind of rickety. You know, but you have a welder. If you want to make it more solid, you can weld the frame up a little better, I guess. The wheels are, I mean, you can replace the wheels if you don't like those, but they're not that bad. For 120 bucks, like I said, yeah, I'll give it 2 thumbs up for the money. So just hear that part. All right, here we go.
I'm feeling high.